Let's get a introduction of who each of you are.
I am Kostadin Stoev, Salesforce Architect and team lead of the developer group here at Nexo. I've been working with Salesforce products and with Salesforce for the past 13, 14 years. Pretty much my whole career has been with Salesforce, and I know nothing else.
My name is Ivaylo. I am senior Salesforce admin here at Nexo. I've been in the CRM industry for about 10 years.
For the folks at home watching this, can you give a brief overview what Nexo is, what you do, where you compete in the marketplace internationally?
We are Nexo, a digital assets wealth platform. We have structured products like duo investment, spend via a card. And in terms of services, we have, private services for high net worth individuals.
Excellent. Yeah. It's a very cool company for sure. Obviously, being a fintech, online is critical for you. Your entire ethos is definitely all digital, right? So obviously, Agentforce comes out off Dreamforce of 24. When did you guys first start experimenting? Was it that long ago?
We saw all the demos, all the technical stuff, and we were like, yep, this is the way forward. We were already too late. We have to have this thing implemented in our products. The first use case was, of course, we had to phase out our current chatbot. The whole setup of it and the maintenance of it required someone to be there all the time.
So when you guys were looking at what was the internal dialogue from a sales or feature perspective versus sticking and just kind of writing out the chatbot?
It was promised to be working. Basically, it just works. You feed it data, it reads it, it understands it, it shrinks it, and then it works. We saw that Salesforce is heavily pushing into Agentforce, and we knew that this was the way forward.
I'm pretty sure, Ivaylo, you were like, okay, this is going to put me out of a job. Talked a little bit about what you were thinking, because obviously you understood the chatbot, what to do from an administrative perspective. What was going through your mind at the time of the sales process, the education process of what it meant for your job as a Salesforce admin?
If I gotta be honest, my first ever reaction was, oh my God, they went to Dreamforce and they were sold something that we don't need. My experience with AI was just prompting it for personal needs because AI is a tool. It's not a human replacer to me. And I'm like, okay, let's see where we can go with this. I was at first really wondering whether we should truly focus on the chatbot because we already have a solution, which is, of course, burdensome. It requires a lot of upkeep. But then it was definitely already a road paved, and we just had to enhance it with Agentforce. So it was like, this is what made us take the decision instead of working on the employee agent, which is the personal assistant to the users inside the CRM. Let's first embrace the service agent that faces our clients in chat and actually improve the experience of our clients instead of our own.
Let's talk about that for a second, because that is actually very bold, right? So most people did these internal use cases or POCs. In Greg's opinion, POCs are the death of all AI. You guys were bold. You're like, look, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to solve. Let's go.
As soon as we got it, we have to implement it for our customers. We have to ease the work of our client care team. We have to get better case resolution, better chat resolutions. We have to make a more personalized experience to our customers.
Let's talk about the build. You were early adopters of the product. It's obviously come a long way since then, but early on, let's talk about some of the challenges.
The challenge, that's my favorite part. Every step was a challenge because the product was so new and there was nothing online about it. And we were one of the first boldly rushing in because we loved the idea so much. The team that Salesforce provided for us, they even came on site. Imagine your own personal chat GPT, but with everything exactly you need to know about your Nexo issues or questions. Another challenge, turns out, technical debt is knocking on the door. Agentforce needs your data to be in order to work as intended. And you can't just close your eyes and say, let's see where that goes. You don't even need to be that skilled in AI stuff to build the agent. I want to encourage everybody that's wondering if they should try the agent for Service Agent. Even junior admins, in my opinion, would be able to build a proper service agent, well grounded, if your knowledge, articles, and data is in order.
Let's talk about those first early days when you're in production. You start to expose it to customers. What did that feel like? What was that experience? Did you have any sleep whatsoever? Let's talk about that experience.
Well, I remember the minute we launched the agent, the minute we hit activate, I was reading every chat. So I think more than 12 hours have passed. I checked how many messaging sessions were covered by the AI agent, and I think it was above 65%, something like 67 or something, which we did not anticipate. We thought it's going to start rough, you're going to do corrections, try to make it slightly better each time. But the very launch day was incredible for us. And our changes were mostly in the way our articles are formed and the way we instruct the agent to read our articles. We have no issue with the agent not understanding something because it's not smart. The issues were in our database. We are heavily regulated industry, and we have to be very particular and strict in every single letter we put into our articles. So on the one end, it is very important for us that there would be no leniency for misinterpretation in our articles. But again, the way they're written for humans, and some of our guides are screenshots with arrows. And that's not the best type of data you can feed into an AI agent. So we did some magic and internal corrections in the instruction part and the prompt template part, but it was very important for us to not immediately jump into the rewriting part of the articles.
Yep.
But still, our team now understands the challenges of the AI agent, of Agentforce, and has that in mind when we're preparing new products and new features that are being released. And I think it started showing, like at our peak, we had up to 85% deflection rate, where clients really communicated with Agentforce. And most of them, again, did not ever felt the need to ask for a human to intervene in their disputes or just questions regarding our products.
So did Nora get a raise? Did she get a raise for how great her quality was, or did you
She-
and Costa got to take all the credit in your reviews for Nora?
I'm afraid to answer because we would be first to go in the AI rebellion, and I'll remain silent. Yeah.
I know it's crazy to think like it's just been a year. It probably feels like the longest year in your life. What are some of those tips you would give to get people that could learn from the hard work that you guys had to suffer through?
From my perspective, what made us successful here was having the vision where we wanted to go. Because in most cases, companies are like, well, this is trendy now, just implement it. It doesn't work that way. You have to have a vision. We knew that months before Agentforce came in, we said we won't be able to support AI if we have such a data model. We cannot expect proper results if we have 50 fields called country, for example. It wouldn't know what to do. I mean, it will pick up a random one. If you use Nexo or if you work for a Nexo, you know the processes, you know the products, but AI is missing that context here. So we have to give it that context to make it personal, to make it better.
I absolutely agree. I do think that advice to folks that are starting today, listen in to what Costa is saying.
Well, basically what Costa said, one of the things that really, really, really helped me get better with Agentforce and with the setup and probably unlocked the biggest part of the potential of using it. Learn to talk to AI. Like if you have a child, you would know. You know you need to be precise, but also explaining. And children don't know 90% of the true meaning of the words you use, so you need to explain what that is. Ask yourself a question, what I'm asking of the AI right now, would a person that doesn't know anything about my company understand my instruction? And if the answer is no, then your AI wouldn't know either.
Correct.
So just give context.
Okay, last thing, very successful implementation. What are you most excited for this year?
Well, for me, the most exciting is the new chat called Enhanced Chat, I think. It's being called version 2. Most excited about it because it supports voice. We have plenty of things coming onto our roadmap. We don't know whether we'll have the time to complete all of them, but there's plenty of things that we want to build into our agent.
Well, I'm excited about the technical stuff a lot, about the determinism, the power of making big, complicated decisions. Also, we were part of beta testing the optimizer and
Yeah.
the analytics tools. I'm so excited to have a bigger and massive overview on what Nora does, like all the little details, every single conversation, every single topic, every unsuccessful conversation, every frustrated random visitor that just jumped in and they were like, what's crypto? And every random person on our website is incredibly important for us because that's our face. It's client facing literally. And that face needs to be as beautiful and as attractive as it can be to every single person we get on our website.
It's obvious to me that Nexo is very fortunate to have you both as employees. Salesforce is fortunate to have you both from your technical and your business expertise, and what you're doing with Agentforce is amazing. Lessons learned, I think, will be great for the audience. And I appreciate both of your time tonight.
Thanks so
Thanks
much,
for having
Greg.
us.